A totally brand new A24 film that just hit theaters. This film takes place in the afterlife. We follow an old couple who are married to each other for 67 years but die a week apart. Firstly, who dies is Larry, played by Miles Teller, who's trying to wonder if he should wait for his wife who has cancer to pass away, or should he go to his forever eternity, a door that allows him to live the rest of his life, but he cannot leave this eternity for the remainder of his days. But a week later, his wife Joan, played by Elizabeth Olsen, also passes away, and it seems like it's finally a match made in heaven. They can live the rest of their lives together in eternity. But then Joan's first husband, who is Luke, played by Callum Turner, returns, who she had not seen in 67 years after Luke died in Korea during the war. Also in the film is Divine Joy Randolph and John Early as ACs, afterlife coordinators, who are instructed to help their clients choose the correct eternity. The film is an hour and 52 minutes and is PG-13. Welcome back, everyone, to a brand new review here on Max Talks Movies. My name is Max Dinenberg, so if you're new, please hit that subscribe button and ring that bell so you're notified when my videos drop here on the channel. I talk movies, TV shows, out of theater reactions. I talk box office, awards season, all things entertainment. Get me to 400 subscribers by the end of 2025. That is the big goal for the final month of the year. Let's do it. Please hit that subscribe button. It would really mean the world to me. Comment down below. What are your thoughts? If you saw it, did you like it? Did you not like it? Or is this one you thought was worth waiting for streaming, then seeing it in theaters? And also, guys, please hit that thumbs up button. So let's get into my thoughts here on Eternity. And I want to say I didn't have super high expectations for this movie, even though I loved, especially the two leads, but really all three leading actors. And A24 is one of my top two or three favorite film studios. So that part I was excited for, but the trailers didn't really hook me. And I'll say this is a very sweet, just a positive, uplifting movie. It's not trying to be this, A24 makes a lot of movies that, as they say, are out there, movies that are weird, different, movies that you don't really feel like are made by any other studio. And usually, when a studio that has that reputation makes a movie like this, I usually like this doesn't feel like an A24 movie. And this movie honestly does not feel like an A24 movie. But I think it's actually a bright thing because so many movies these days are so depressing, and so many movies want to tell messaging through the most darkest times in people's lives. And I really respect that this movie is trying to tell a very good message to people while having a very sweet message, and doing it in a very positive way. Obviously, the characters are dead in the real world, but once they're in the afterlife, there's still a lot of positives and what to live for after death. And I think this movie again isn't trying to be one of the best movies you've ever seen or have this mind-blowing plot points, twists and turns with this genre. It's definitely a rom-com with a little bit of a unique world building flair that I definitely enjoy. Now, it helps this movie probably the most is the three actors in particular. They are amazing and have great chemistry with each other because I think the toughest performances are Olsen and Miles Teller because once you get to the afterlife, as I said, Miles Teller and Elizabeth Olsen were old people originally who were married for 67 years. The reason why they go back to their younger versions is once you get to the afterlife, the version that you were the happiest in, the age where you were the happiest in, that's where you are in the afterlife. And that's why those old people in the opening scene turn into Miles Teller and Elizabeth Olsen. And they have to talk kind of like they're an old couple, but you definitely have to buy that these two are a couple for nearly 70 years. And honestly, I absolutely bought it. The dialogue, the chemistry, the way they talked, what felt like a couple that could be married or are married for that long. Really impressive performances. Callum Turner is also really good, very charismatic, and the movie, while I think it's marketed to be like, who should Elizabeth Olsen's character choose to be in the afterlife with? That's not the feeling that this movie takes. It takes just giving you all three equal perspectives on where they see themselves in eternity. If it's by themselves, if it's with Joan, all of these things. And I think this movie does a really good job making you understand the perspectives of the three characters. They could have easily just focused on Joan and be like, which guy would you rather want to be with? At times it does that, but for the most part, it's focused on what makes each of these characters happy in this particular situation. But each of them are great. They have great chemistry with each other. Olsen has to have just as good a chemistry with Teller's character, who she was married to for 67 years, and also with her first love, who she's really traumatized that she never got to live this full life with him because he died in a war, and she got to live really the life that Luke wanted to live with Larry, who is Teller's character. So all of that I think makes a lot of sense. Divine Joy Randolph is also steals a lot of scenes in this movie as someone who works in the afterlife. She has clients who she's trying to send to the correct eternity. And Anna, played by Randolph, is really losing a lot of faith in why she does what she does. And it's until really this, she finally is feeling that spark on her job. But the actual world building, it all makes a lot of sense. A lot of people think about the afterlife. This is a great way to do it. As I said, though, this movie is not trying to be the greatest thing in the world. I think this movie, plot wise, I think is the movie's too long. It's like an hour, 52 minutes. And I think the movie, at times, runs out of ideas and kind of drags these very minute either issues or sequences into just longer moments. And the movie can drag because there's not many ways to go. She goes with no one or she chooses one of them. There's not like these many different directions this movie can take. So I think the movie is very predictable. I knew exactly what the movie was going to do. The moment the plot was kind of put into place, I knew exactly where all the characters were going to end up by the end of the movie. And because of that, they try to go for these big, oh my God, she chose this. And you're kind of like, I don't really buy this as a particular outcome for the movie. At times, they have to manufacture issues between the three characters where it kind of feels forced more than these characters actually hate each other or have issues. It kind of comes out of the blue. So I think this idea would have been better for like maybe a 1 hour like short film instead of like an hour 52 film. But I still had a really good time with Eternity. It's a very sweet movie. It's genuine. It's just trying to put a smile on your face. And it makes you think a lot about relationships in general. I just don't think it's one of the greatest movies or the greatest plot points. The concept and the characters really make this as good as it is. So overall, I'm giving Eternity a 3.5 out of 5 stars, a 72%. What are your thoughts, guys, on Eternity? Let me know down in the comments. Like this video, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys in another video very soon.